All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fuck sticks? Yeah, I used that last one. How's it going? I'm Marc Maron. This is my podcast, WTF. Welcome to it. I imagine that some of you Jews are not with me today because you're praying. You're praying to God to write you into the book of life one more year, to forgive you your transgressions, your sins, your fuck-ups, to share your secret heart with the Almighty. That's what's up today, Jews. Yesterday, last night, was the night I was born, 1963, Kol Nidre, the holiest night of the Jewish year. The holiest night. And this was the first time in my recent memory that my birthday actually fell on Kol Nidre. But my buddy Danny LaBelle, a scholar, a Jew, told me that in the Jewish calendar, it's always on Kol Nidre. And I'm like, all right, I'll take it. Does that give me special powers? Does it give me a pass? I've not been a religious man. I think on my better days, I'm on the cusp of being spiritual. Certainly, this last year has tested my my mettle spiritually, psychologically, mentally, physically. Is mental and psychological the same? Let's lump it together. Certainly, I've been tested, but today is the day. I don't even know how many Jews are going to be listening to this on the day it is released because they should be in temple. But who's going to temple with the COVID? Then you should be not eating. You should be fasting today, sitting in front, maybe davening in front of your laptop, asking God to forgive you for your sins and write you into the book of life one more year. Forgiveness is a tough one. It's a tough one. Cecily Strong is on the show today. We talked to her a little while ago. It was exciting. The season premiere of Saturday Night Live is this Saturday, October 3rd. We talked to her right before the Emmys, a little before actually, where she was nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a comedy series, and she's a funny person. I like her. I like her energy. I'll be talking to her soon. So, yeah, I reflect on this day, or yesterday, my birthday. I'm recording it on my birthday. Didn't know what to do on my birthday, the eve of Kol Nidre. So I drove down to Malibu and I sat on a rock and I looked at the sky. I looked at the sea. I listened to it. I tried to meditate a bit. Spoke to Lynn, spoke to God. And I'm a little iffy on the God part, but I speak out into the sky. And it's interesting because my buddy Danny said today is the day that God is closest to us. Today is the day where you can speak to God personally, as if he was right here, close, like one of us. He's among us today, wandering around. I was born, I was escorted into this world by God, because this is the day he comes down and deals with shit, apparently. So on behalf of everybody, I just want to speak to God right now. I don't know what you believe in, and I know this is not a unique prayer. It's just very basic, but God help us. Oh, please. Deliver us from this fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the cussing, but I was told that we speak to you today like you're like one of our pals, like one of us. Really, seriously, man. God, sorry. God, give us a little something to go on here, to give us a little hope. See us through this psychotic clusterfuck. What do we have to do? I've been asking the God that I barely believe in, that I may not believe in. I've been asking the universe to please tell me what to do. Am I doing enough? You don't have to answer that, God. Just do me a favor now that you're here. Forgive me my sins and my transgressions. Ease my heart, please. But please, on a bigger level, help us out, will you? We're struggling here. Okay? Can we do that? Yeah, I know you brought me here on this day. All right? Just help me out. Just help us out. Is this a test? I know you're into that. Please, God, help us. Thank you. And could you just jot my name in the thing? Thanks. Thanks, man. God, sorry. So, did I tell you I went down to the beach and sat on a rock on my birthday? Took some breaths. Did what you do at the sea. It's nice to go to the sea. It really is. I sat there and I listened to the waves. I took the deep breaths. I thought about things. I talked to the sky. I watched the fishermen. I talked to the sky as I do in the morning, and I said, what should I do? How can I help? How can I be of service as the world burns? To no one in particular. And I told Lynn that I missed her and I love her. I told that to the sky. I was 57 years old yesterday. Tough times. Oh, yeah, I wanted to mention this other thing. My TV daughter, Britt Barron, is now, she's now in the podcast game. She's in the racket. She plays my daughter on Glow, Justine. And she's on this new scripted podcast called Rideshare. They're calling it the first ever audio-video hybrid podcast that you can experience in 2 different ways. Episodes are available now, and new episodes will release every week simultaneously on all podcast platforms and YouTube. So check that out. So what have you guys been up to, man? I got another COVID test. I'm negative. I was negative the other day. I'm probably still negative today. But I'll tell you what I did do the other night for the first time in 5 months. I don't know if you can hear the clarity and peace in my voice, but I went to a secret club. I went to the secret society meeting, a real one, with other people. A secret society meeting outdoors, distanced. And it was a meeting that I've been going to for about 20 years. And I tell you, man, I was crying. I was doing a little bit of crying because I see people there that I've seen for literally almost 20 years. Walking the walk, trudging the road, whatnot. I needed it. It was nice to get back into the groove of the language, of the context, of the community. It was something. It was like a return. It was like a spiritual return over this Yom Kippur. So I feel good about that. And I did another thing that I have not done in a long time, or never on purpose or with intent. But I went gun shopping with my friend. That's where we're at. Hey, folks, hiring can be challenging, but ZipRecruiter makes it fast and easy. Ali is a CEO for a wallpaper company called Walls Need Love. He needed a new hire. He was looking for someone who was the right fit for his team and culture, someone with a wide set of skills and experience. As you might imagine, his search was slow going, so he turned to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology identifies the right people for your job and actively invites them to apply, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Marin. That's how Ali found Savannah Ray. Ali said Savannah's skills and experience were a great match for the role. Plus, she applied within a few days after he posted the job. Through ZipRecruiter, Ali has hired everyone from his head of marketing to his sales director to his lead graphic designer. But Ali's not the only employer who loves ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself how ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. Try it now for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/Marin. That's ZipRecruiter.com/MARON. So yeah, me and the nicest guy I know went gun shopping. And it's got me thinking, you know? It's got me thinking about the things we have now, the things we do now. A variety of masks, plastic visors, hand sanitizer, alcohol in the house. Fear, gloves, some gloves if you need them. This is the world we live in. And just see how it's fucking our brains, this and this horrendous psychopathic non-leadership at the helm. It's embarrassing, globally embarrassing. But I was looking at guns. My buddy, I'm telling you, this guy's a artist, musician, poetic sensibility, nice guy. He said to me a few weeks ago, what do you think about guns? I'm like, I don't know. I grew up with guns. My dad had guns. There were guns around. I grew up in New Mexico. I guess on some level, I don't have a problem with responsible gun ownership. I've thought at different points in my life of kind of getting one. But I generally believe that they're shit magnets. They kind of want to be used. It's another relationship you have in the house. It's in the drawer, but you know it's there. I did one of my favorite jokes about a gun about years ago when my wife Mishna, we got robbed because she left the doors open and she was sleeping. It was scary. It was horrible. I wasn't home, but she wanted to get a gun. I understood that. But I realized that, my wife wants a gun. And at that point, at that time, there was no way I was getting my wife a gun because that would be kind of like me saying, I want to kill myself, but I want it to be a surprise. One of my favorite jokes. Thank you. Thought I'd throw that out to you. But I had no idea what one needed to get a gun here in California. And apparently you just need to go and get a gun. There's this gun safety card, but you can take the test at the place. And we went in the afternoon. We drove out to Burbank and went to a place. And we walked in. Now, I knew I wasn't going to get a gun, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But we walked in. There's a few people in there, a few people working there. And they're like, what can we help you with? And I'm like, I guess we're looking for handguns. And they said, well, all we got is revolvers. And in a case, they had 38s, 357s, bigger ones, big revolvers, old style, the kind that I grew up with. They had clip guns, but I guess everybody wants the Glocks, the 9mm. Plenty of revolvers, right? That seems like that'd be enough, right? But I guess, we had in our head, we were looking for Glocks. And we said, well, what's the deal? They get in, they come in. Can you order them? And they were basically like, we don't know what we're going to get in day to day, but people come every day. You got to get here early in the morning and line up and see what comes off the truck. That's how gun sales work. Got to get there early and see if you can get yourself what you need, what you want, for whatever reason that you think, what's coming. We went to another place, but he didn't want to stand online. But I knew I was going to get one because in my mind, okay, because I said to him, well, what are you preparing for exactly? And he was like, well, if they come, I want to be able to defend them. They, you mean if the other side, the right, the militias, the armies, if that's the war you're fighting? Handgun's not going to help you in that picture, I don't think. But when it comes down to desperation, panic, anger, thousands of people unemployed, homeless, with nowhere to go, no safety net, no options in the major cities. That's real. You would think that leadership could help that out, or we could help that out somehow, as opposed to prepare to kill them. Tragic. That was my reasoning, really, for not, I'm not going to buy a gun to shoot angry, desperate people who have fallen through the cracks and are roaming the streets of our city, trying to survive, creating chaos, because that's what they're living in. I'm not going to buy a gun to shoot those people, my fellow Americans who have fallen on hard times. No, I'm going to move the fuck out of this city is what I'm going to do. If you're afraid that your city's going to fall into lawlessness and chaos and you're going to buy a gun, why not buy the gun and try to get the fuck out? It is a bit scary how easily people can buy guns and how many there are out there and how there really is no effective way to track it, and there doesn't seem to be much background checking. Obviously, gun safety is important if we're going to have it. But I understand the Second Amendment, and I understand the fear. What's more frightening to me is reasonable, progressive people with good hearts are now sort of drifting into this mode of panic and fear where they need to arm themselves. And right, it's their right. I get that, but it's a severe indication of where we're at. And I told him, I said, well,